Welcome back to One-on-One Sports. I'm now joined by Josh Markowitz and Justin Biegel here to talk a little MLB postseason. Guys, we just saw the San Francisco Giants sweep the Detroit Tigers. It was a dominating performance. Tell me how they did it.
Well, first of all, it's definitely the Giants hitting that won the World Series. Pablo Sandoval had a great first game, and that definitely set the tone for the rest of the series. You know, Buster Posey, Gregor Polanco, Marco Scudero, all of them came to play and hit the ball really well. As a team, the Giants had 32 hits total. That's 8 per game. If you can do that on Verlander and the rest of the Detroit Tigers pitching staff, that's pretty good, and they definitely deserve to win the World Series.
They did a great job, I will say that. But their pitching was completely dominant. They held Detroit to 6 runs all series, shutouts in Game 2 and 3, posted a 1.46 ERA in the series, .865 WHIP. That's just dominant. They weren't letting them get on base.
That's definitely impressive, but if you think about it, the Tigers have a much better hitting staff than the Giants do, and the fact that the Giants got as many hits as they did, that's pretty impressive.
But the way that the pitching shut down the Tigers was just dominant.
No, I agree with both of you, but the pitching definitely with Madison Bumgarner, nobody expected him to step up, Ryan Vogelsong as well. Now let's look at the other side of it. The Tigers definitely didn't play their best. So tell me how the Tigers actually lost this series.
Oh, they had no momentum coming into the series. Everybody was expecting Verlander to give them a leg up with winning Game 1, and Barry Zito came out and shut down the Tigers, and they just fell flat from there. And coupled with the Giants pitching staff, they just dominated. They kept the Tigers hitting 159 in the series. I mean, that's third worst all time.
The Tigers just did not come to play at all. Like, if you think about their pitching, had a 4.11 ERA total, which is really, really bad.
Especially for that staff, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And their pitchers could not hit the strike zone at all. I mean, Johnny Peralta, Prince Fielder, Miguel Cabrera, none of them came out to play. They could barely get a hit, and that's why they're at home right now without a ring.
Nobody stepped up. Only Delman Young really had a solid series.
He had a solid series, and that was about it.
Yeah, good points, guys. Now let's look at individual performances. Who was your MVP of the World Series? We know Pablo Sandoval was the actual MVP. Who is your MVP?
I definitely think Sandoval deserved the MVP. He had 16 at-bats, 8 hits, 3 home runs. I mean, he had a OPS above 1,600. I mean, those stats right there definitely deserve him to be the MVP.
I think Sandoval definitely had a great series and was totally the deserving individual winner, but collectively the Giants staff just dominated the series. They held Detroit to an under 500 OPS, just historically low numbers, and their starters were great. Bumgarner, even Zito did his job working on that $126 million contract. I mean, Tim Lincecum was dominant, only allowed 1 walk in 4.2 innings. And Romo, 3 perfect innings out of the bullpen.
True, but
just
Sandoval,
fantastic.
Yeah. Sandoval came into the postseason really hot, though, and then he just lit up the World Series. I think he was kind of a surprise
for everybody.
He
definitely did something. I mean, Game 1, only other people to hit 3 home runs in game: Albert Pujols, Babe Ruth, Reggie Jackson. That's great company right there.
Great
History
company.
making right there.
Yeah, no, great points, guys. It's hard to disagree with either of you. But it's time for us to take a break. But when One-on-One returns, George will be joined by our NFL experts to discuss who was the MVP from this past weekend. Stay tuned.